Unfortunately, I had some problems with my external mic for this video, so had to use the camera's own audio, which is slightly subpar, so sorry for that drop in quality, but hope you enjoy this video anyway. Hey everyone, Joey here, aka Animus, and welcome to part 6 of my vinyl collection series. You can see the previous parts for letters A to P, but today we're going to be starting with some Radiohead vinyl, which of course I have as a fan of music in general, you know, otherwise there'd just be a bit of a hole in my collection. So I've got the recent triple package of Kid A, Amnesiac, which is a kind of companion album, and a third disc of extra B-sides and alternate versions and bonus tracks. So this comes in a kind of almost like a book type sleeve with 3 pockets for these nice heavyweight discs. I am a big fan of having these gatefold images of the weird, quite abstract, dystopian Stanley Donwood art, which is so cool that I got the book. Fantastic music pretty much throughout. Unfortunately, they messed up like pretty big time with at least the first disc, I think, and How to Disappear Completely is significantly distorted towards the end on like everyone's copies. No replacements or anything, so great job pressing plant. Apart from that, not too bad. But I really don't think that should be happening with a band like Radiohead in this day and age. And then I've also got a Moon-Shaped Pool, which is just absolutely one of the most gorgeous looking albums in my whole collection. Not that there's anything massively flashy, it's just this lovely like silver foil, gorgeous ethereal pieces of artwork which extend even to like the inside of the pockets, which I've barely ever seen before. And this is, I think, a National Album Day white vinyl pressing, so that's really lovely. Huge fan of this album as well. I'd definitely like to get in Rainbows on vinyl very soon, that's like right up there on my wish list. I adore that album, one of my favourites of all time. With OK Computer I don't quite buy into the astronomical hype in the same way, but I would also like to pick up that album at some point. I've got Gerry Rafferty, City to City, another album that was passed down to me from my dad. It's got the iconic Baker Street with an incredible sax part, you probably know the one. Porter Robinson, Nurture. I've talked about this album a lot. It's one that went from being like a solid album to me to my second favourite album of 2021 at the time, and now I would probably consider it my 4th favourite album of all time. So you could say it's grown on me quite a bit. It's just kind of touched me lyrically in a way that genuinely no other music ever made has, and I just really adore this thing and hold it close to my heart, so I'm very, very happy to have this beautiful vinyl record, which is also on beautiful crystal clear vinyl. Comes with a really nice lyric booklet as well. I've seen a really gorgeous but insanely expensive vinyl box set, which I have like come close to considering, but it is just like the album and then a load of 7-inch singles that are also on the album, plus a book, but like it's a lot of money to spend not on having extra music. Maybe someday I'll have it as just a gorgeous collectible art piece. I got this Rolling Stones double live album from my dad, which I have unfortunately not listened to yet, but reminds me that I really ought to get some Rolling Stones records / actually listen to the Rolling Stones. I am so sorry. Still got far to go with my music listening and pop culture knowledge. Hey, Sade, Diamond Life. I really, really love this album. It's so silky, smooth, funky, tightly recorded and performed and produced. Honestly, a highlight of all 80s pop music for me personally. Recommended to anyone who's anyone. Also got some 90s Sade, Stronger Than Pride. Nice diverse selection here as well. Sasha, Wavy Gravy, 12-inch single. This is just a really nice, kind of atmospheric, immersive, bubbly track somewhere between like trance and downtempo. Shame, Drug Tank Pink. This is a really inventive, explosive, energetic modern post-punk album, and one of my favourites of 2021. Also comes on this just gorgeous looking, edible looking galaxy pink vinyl. I do love a bit of pink vinyl, it's very pleasing to my eye. Paul Simon, Graceland, this is kind of a classic 80s album, very eclectically and seamlessly bringing in elements of traditional African music. My mum loves this album and I kind of bought it for her, but I'm the one with the record player, so it's ended up living in my collection. And this is on one of the clearest records that I've ever seen. Also recently picked up The Rhythm of the Saints, which I must get round to listening to soon. Speaking of things my mum also likes, Nina Simone, My Baby Just Cares For Me. Gotta be one of the greatest jazz singers of all time. Very nice to put on as just food for the soul. And now a big shift in style, Solar Fields movements. I absolutely adore Solar Fields' music. He makes these long, evolving, deeply layered and atmospheric pieces of like down-tempo, IDM and ambient. I listen to this album Movements and it's just like I'm visualising an adventure through a futuristic cityscape. Definitely one of his best, and a really beautifully presented record. I've got the recent repress which was on like a Blue and Blue record, another one that is just very, very tasty on the turntable. I would love, 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 love to pick up Leaving Home soon, which is, as of very recently, maybe in my top 10 albums of all time. It just really touches my soul. I'm praying for another repress so that I can actually afford a nice copy of it. SOPHIE, Oil of Every Pearl's on Inside. If you like hyperpop, experimental music, or electronic music to any capacity, you probably already know and appreciate this album. It's just a landmark, groundbreaking piece of modern electronic music. What else can I say? Still feel like I'm yet to fully unpick all of its nuances. Really nice, vivid red record here. An artist we lost far too soon, rest in peace. I've only got one Squarepusher record at the moment, unfortunately. This is the 12-inch of Ultra Visitor, I believe along with 2 tracks that aren't on its parent album. Squarepusher, very idiosyncratic IDM artist who brings in a whole load of frenetic jazz influences, very bombastic and addictive music. Ultra Visitor is one of my favourite albums of his, but this is probably my best bet for getting any of this album on vinyl at the moment, with how much money copies of the current one and only pressing are going for. Steely Dan, Asia. People make fun of Steely Dan occasionally nowadays. I can't tell if it's... I think it must be a joke, because I don't understand how anyone could not find enjoyment in Steely Dan's music. It is just so joyous. One of those albums that's just, for whatever reason, like crying out for you to have it on vinyl. Donna Summer, Live and More. Another artist from the 70s who, sure, you could call cheesy or a product of their time or whatever, but her music just makes me really happy, and she is like head and shoulders above almost all other disco music of the era, so more people should listen to her for sure. This is a fantastic collection of tracks for what I spent on it. It's 3 sides of a live recording of some of her biggest hits. A really great energy going on, and then the MacArthur Park Suite studio recording on side 4, one of the best things she's ever done. Really nice triple gatefold package as well, so just something that brings me a lot of joy. Okay, I think I'll wrap it up for today then. We're very nearly at the end. I think I'll make 2 more parts in this series, and then honestly I've been collecting more things at such a fast rate that I'll probably immediately then post an update video going through all the new stuff that's been added since I started making this series. But I also have a ton of other plans in the near future, so I look forward to seeing you then. But for now, thank you for watching. See you next time.